So the next demonstration that I'm going to run here for BrisbaneWordPress.com.au is the ability to add pages to a website. It's fundamental to all websites, obviously, that it's created by one or more pages. But keep in mind, WordPress was originally created to be really easy to use to create content and posts, and now the ability to add pages is just as simple with WordPress. So click on where it says pages. This will bring us up to the summary section of what all of our pages actually are. So at the moment in this demonstration site we simply have two. We've got just the About page and the Home page. We'll go and have a look at the About page and we'll add the image that we added earlier to that About page. If we wanted to create a page from scratch, we could simply pick the Add New button and it would be a very similar process to that. You'll also find this process quite familiar, so I'm just clicking on Edit. It's very similar to adding a post. You'll see at the top here that you get a nice friendly warning from WordPress saying there's another version has been automatically saved earlier. One of the things that has been built into WordPress over time is the ability for your work to be saved like you would in Word, but I wouldn't rely on this feature for being perfect. I would recommend that you save your work often as a draft as you feel comfortable. Now here's the title of the page. Again, it's similar to a post, but this is actually going to affect the whole page, and it's a piece of page that'll be linked to. This is going to be about us. Let's change that to. And the next thing we want to do down here is you'll see we've got a very similar area, in fact basically the same area that you would see on your post page, except for keep in mind this is editing a page. A few questions we get asked is how can we make this area bigger? Well, I'm just going to drag that down a bit and you can see now I've created a little bit more space for us to edit in. I often get clients say, this is great, Luke, but the space is a bit limited to where I can write. You can make this as big or as small as you like. And again, if you feel that you really need a lot of space, simply click on the full screen button at the top there, and you can run this small like you would a Word application. But I tend to want to run it in this smaller mode here. It's just the way I've become used to using WordPress. Now to add an image is fairly simple in WordPress. We showed you earlier how to add a piece of media using the media button. Now I'm going to do this using a second technique. By doing this, I'm clicking on the Add Image button. You'll notice it's got Upload/Insert. You've got one for media, one for images, one for video, one for audio, and one for other media. So things like PDF documents and Word documents can also be added and managed through this process. So I'm going to click on Add Image. So now the Add Image box is opening up. Now you've got three different options here for adding images. Four different options. You've got from computer, from URL, from gallery, which I'll explain a little bit later, and you've got from media library. I mentioned earlier that there was different ways to upload the media, and this is one of them. So if we didn't already have an image in our image library, we'd simply select File. It would then select it from our local computer and would upload it in the same process as we had for the upload media process. So in this case we're going to click on Media Library because we've previously added the image that we're interested in, and here we are interested in the WordPress image that we uploaded earlier. So we've got all the other details that we had visible before. You can see the image itself. Sorry, I was just scrolling there. Now the one thing that you can actually see here is you can see all the other images too. We've got the ability here to center it left, right, in terms of its alignment, and we've also got the ability to select different sizes. Generally speaking, I think you should use the full size of an image that you've uploaded, and if you've got the time to use, say, Photoshop or Pixlr, which is a free website to edit images with, you can actually get a better quality by taking and cropping the image to the size that you want. It really depends on your time. But nowadays the image editing abilities are pretty fantastic in WordPress, so it's just up to you. So I'm going to select full size image here, and I'm just going to insert into post. And that's going to then insert the image that we had earlier saved into our library. Now you can manipulate this image and move it around the screen if you like. So I'm going to set it up there to the left. Now perhaps I'm going to move it over to the right, and you can simply just drag and drop the image wherever you please. No real different to, like I said, editing and using post earlier in the piece. So there we have it. We've moved an image around our screen, got it right aligned, and got it all looking nice. Now if I'm ready to, I'd simply just update this page, and that'll now update the page on the website itself. Now to delete an image, it's very similar. You can just simply push the delete button or hold your mouse over the selected image and you can use the delete button, which just disappeared on me here. Or you've also got this advanced edit image button, again, which goes back and brings up some more advanced image editing options that you've got for linking to the image, showing you the size of it relative to other things around it. Plus you've also got this advanced setting here if you want to manually manipulate the size of the image, some of the properties about it. For example, if we'd like to put some more spacing in around this image, we could do a 10 by 10 space, and perhaps we want to put a little bit of a border on it, so then we can appreciate this a little bit better. And you can now see it's giving us a preview of how our image would look with more space and a border around the outside of it. So it's pretty convenient to be able to do that. So let's just click update, and now you can see that the image itself is updated on the site just like that. You've got the preview function here too if you want to preview the page, but in this case we'll just go ahead and push update. Go across to the site and visit the page if we like, and this will now take us to the page that we've just edited. You can see with WordPress how the edits are made to the live site, and if I just scroll down a bit here, you can see that this About Us page now has the picture of the image on it and it's fully ready to edit. The other interesting thing that makes WordPress so quick is because we're still logged into the system as an authorized user, we can directly edit this page here by clicking on Edit This Entry, and it will take us back into WordPress and back onto the page that we're on. So if you wanted to edit it again, you could just mess around with it a little bit here and you could be back in business. So let's just delete this image, click the delete button, realign our text and update the page, and that's effectively how we can edit pages. So back here on WordPress, we'll go back to the page screen. You can see the pages listed here. We've also got some bulk actions if you want to edit a number of pages. It'll show you the number of the pages that are published, and there are the ability also, once your site starts to accumulate a few different pages, the ability to actually search for pages here as well. So thank you for that, and we'll see you on the next video.